Hi everyone and welcome to the Top Football Predictions Game Week 6 results and analyses. And as always, may have changed my studio that we record from, but I'm always joined by Atul Jani.
As ever present, welcome pundits, and let's get straight into Game Week 6.
It was, yeah, and there was some very interesting results on Game Week 6, wasn't there, matey? We have, Villa, West Brom pulled out a win at Villa Park, and
it was a local derby as well, wasn't it?
It was, and you said it on the video last week, but Villa can't win for toffee. It's unbelievable.
Speaking of local derbies, how was the Chelsea-Arsenal one?
We've got Bournemouth. Well, they're carrying on absolutely great form. That Wilson character can't stop scoring. He's still doing so well. 2-0 against Sunderland, doing well, mate.
Yeah. I wonder how well Arsenal and Chelsea game went.
Well, looking through them, mate, I mean, we can't deny West Ham. West Ham went to the unbeaten 100% record holders Man City, pulled out a shock.
Yeah, well, West Ham's got a 100% record. What about the Arsenal-Chelsea game?
Well, just moving on, mate, we're looking at the big one on the Sunday. It was Southampton, Man United 3-2, and that plays particular significance, and we're going to come on to that in a minute. But I think let's give it up for the last result of the weekend, and I think we know what we're talking about, don't we?
Yeah, but what about the first result of the weekend?
I was going to say Swansea Everton 0-0. Couldn't get a goal for love nor money there. But let's go straight into the player performances. Yeah. What did you see this week, mate?
Well, there's I've been shouting out about this person for the last few weeks, and as I mentioned, getting those Goalfest games, getting those Super Sixes and Hot Shot games, and accumulating those points can actually push you up the table. And we will come on to this person, but notably a few people have scored consistently again.
Well, I thought you were talking about Akram last week. I think I said he had his top score. Now he's eclipsed that, 85 points. He's absolutely raring to go, really doing well, and that exactly mentions what you're saying there about getting the Super Six game right. Equally, Craig hit 70 points as well. It could have been, I did go through his predictions, could have been a lot more actually, mate. Elesh was making form, but he's slowed down now. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I think it may be a case of that he's just reserving his energy for the final push in the season.
Right.
I mean, the main thing is, as you guys will probably see pundits out there, that the table is moving violently left, right and centre, and it all matches up with what the current state of the Premiership is at the moment.
It kind of is, mate. Absolutely.
It's up in the air. You've got the usual for front runners, but it's as we will note, it's a new change at the top again, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tom climbs right to the top. He wasn't far behind anyway, but he didn't have a brilliant game. He had a consistent game, we could say, but he's done enough to get there. And Adam and Sandeep had a miserable game week, and Tom is now number one. So well done, Tom.
Well done, Tom.
A couple of others to mention, really. I know that you, sir, you did very well on 80 points.
Yeah, not moving up another position. It has been difficult, and I think the average points tally this week was about 51 points.
50,
so anyone
51,
who's got 50 plus has done okay.
Absolutely.
So the scoring has been completely inconsistent. Adam had led the way for a fair bit, and then he got taken over by Sandeep, and now Sandeep's relinquished that top spot to Tom, but it's only 5 points in it.
It is only 5 points. Daniel hit 80 points, and he finds that same amount behind the leader. He's 80 points behind back in fifth, but it's I think we were looking at what were we looking at under top 9 or 10. There's only 115 points in it. It really is close.
It's nothing.
However, I think now the time has come. We've seen an absolute astounding performance from one player, and
hats off.
It was all about Gavin. Round of applause, I think, there. 195 points. He started getting consistent. He hit 2 30-point games, and then boom, on the Sunday, I said it on the WhatsApp messages, he had the Southampton Man United 3-2. It's a goal fest game. 130 points in that one game. 195 points for the week. He deserves everything he's got.
Yeah, he deserves it, and I mean that point score has lifted him from the bottom of the league.
Elevated him right up.
Right into middle table, He's actually, 5 points off Elish. In fact, he's in 8th place.
Oh, there's going to be needle there. But like a karate guy, he's absolutely halved it. He was down at the bottom. 20 players. He's now up
about
to
200
10th.
points adrift or something, wasn't he?
He was driftwood, but now he's looking into contention. I called him earlier, and I tell you what, mate, if he has another game week like that, everyone's going to be looking over the shoulder, aren't they?
No, well, pundits, if you go back to the previous VTs, you will notice that I have been harping on about this guy. He's one to watch, and I've pinpointed him out as one to watch throughout the last few weeks. So the predictions, if you look at his predictions as well, they've been pretty bold throughout the last couple of weeks. Me and Mark were talking at predictions HQ. The amount of times he's actually put 3 2s down, and they're not sort of like fly by wall sort of like predictions. They're actually carefully studied, and he does his homework.
Indeed. A couple of other things to note. Anton, I hardly even saw a 2-1 prediction on this week's one, and he still scored well. So well done, matey, there.
Well done, Anton.
And just having a look at our foreign interests, our overseas players. Ricardo and Mads, there's only 15 points between them two, and I just wonder, mate, who's going to come out on top there?
Well, I think both are equally good, and I expect them to make a move up the table later on in the season. Mads, with his knowledge of football, in the sense of he plays a fantasy football, he's quite well known. He's quite sort of like well respected person as well in that sense.
In that game last season, he was number one.
He's number one. So you can, if he can transform that knowledge and that form across on this table, it can mean anything.
But what about Ricardo's all-round football knowledge? I mean, Forest fan. He's written books. He's done everything. The guy's there. He wants to win.
You can't count out our foreign contingent.
Oh,
no, I mean they are very, very, very dangerous.
Now listen, moving on to game week 7, the penultimate game week before the cup starts, and that's going to be very exciting. We've mentioned that in previous
crucial to get that form into that cup.
Oh, it is.
As well.
But we've got some really tidy fixtures coming up. We've got one hot shot, one Super 6 game, and it all kicks off early doors with Tottenham versus Manchester City on the early game on Saturday. How do you see that one going?
Well,
mate?
it's interesting. Spurs buoyed by that first few set of points and home win as well. So how will Man City react to losing their record and conceding goals? So it'll be an interesting one. But for me, a very tricky one is actually the Leicester Arsenal one. How do Arsenal fancy going to unbeaten? Yes, unbeaten Leicester.
I'll tell you what, mate. Leicester are like Lazarus. It can come back from anything.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. And down at Leicester as well. I'm really not too sure how that pans out. You've got Liverpool Villa as well. That's a tidy little affair because that's nothing straightforward there.
No.
The hot shot game, Watford Palace. We've really pulled it out for the guys out there now because that's I don't know. Watford went away to Newcastle and won.
Yeah.
Palace lost to Spurs, but Palace aren't easy to beat this season,
not at all. And for you pundits out there, the predictions are going to be pretty tricky. You're looking at the West Ham Norwich game. Norwich buoyed by a win. West Ham won away. But,
absolutely.
They're not wonderful at home, but you can't tell.
Well, yeah. Just looking here, will West Ham win at home? We know they're the best team away.
Record,
but what can they do at home? And it's against Norwich. I mean, they didn't go down massively against. They didn't go down at all, did they? Against Liverpool, they held their own at 1-1.
Everyone predicted, and you can look at last week's predictions for a home win.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it didn't materialise. So interesting times ahead.
Now, just to wrap it up, there, matey, we've got the race for manager of the month, obviously, and Gavin has put himself right at the peak of that, and well done, sir, for doing that. But just having a look now, he's out in front, 210 points. We've got some close contenders, but who knows what's going to happen now? It is still close. It's anybody's, really, isn't it?
It is by far. It's anyone's.
Game week 7 being the final game week in September, manager of the month.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's as I said, it's anyone's, and most important thing is it's further points as well. So if Gavin, I was speaking to Gavin at Predictions HQ, and he was ecstatic about the outcome of last week, and he was also intrigued by learning. You can get additional points, and these points will be put into your bank account of points. So we've known historically people can gain another 1,000 points.
Absolutely.
On top, obviously the point structure has changed this season. Doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, it's a bundle, and I mean a bundle of points.
Because no matter what the structure is, what are points, mate?
Prizes.
Absolutely. So there you go. That's your game week 6 review. Game week 7 coming up. Get your predictions in early. Like we said, there's there's everything to play for.
Yeah.
There's Manager of the Month, there's Hot Shot, there's Super Six, there's some really juicy ties. So it really is, as we say almost every week, AJ, it's all to play for. But yeah, good luck everyone. Have a good game week.
Yeah, have a great game weekend, guys. Got to be